Thank you all for your patience. It took a little bit longer to try to fix this, but we kind of fixed it, kind of didn't. It is what it is. At least I moved that thing from the bottom there. So anyway, this I believe is this Jason Sharp, which is Cobra 5.0 on the stream. He is a part of my Patreon community, so thank you very much for your support there. And let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. Oh, as a reminder, by the way, for Patreon, basically, depending on what level you get different levels of support from me. And at the very basic, you get one replay covered per month. So we're getting that taken care of here. And he sent in a U-69 game, and it looks like it's an asymmetric battle. Now, the U-69, with the recent changes to the sub mechanics, has probably come away a big winner. And, well, not so much the U-69 because that's the tier 6, but when you get up to the tier 8, I think is when it becomes a real big winner. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the build viewer, and I'll try to explain why that's the case here. So, something to note about her is that she only has the one type of torpedoes. All right, she only has the homing torpedoes to start with. Later on, I believe, I can't remember which tier it is. You can start changing that up. But the thing to note is that she does have submarine surveillance, and this comes in very quickly. Okay, so she can equip this at tier 6. I couldn't remember, quite frankly. This gives you a huge advantage. If you're doing PvP, if you're doing sub versus sub, it's very well worth considering spending out the coal to pick up the surveillance modification 1. Because this brings your submarine surveillance up 20% sooner. In a situation when you get someplace and you pop your submarine surveillance against another sub, a lot of times the enemy sub will do the exact same thing. They will simply pop theirs and you'll double spot each other. But submarine surveillance gives you the ability to use yours before the opponent has theirs ready, which gives you a significant advantage. You can spot them, they can't spot you. So I wanted to put that out there as something that is worth considering. Hey, kitten. Comes in very handy. Okay? Well worth considering putting coal into, especially at tier 8 and 10. 6 is probably less important. You're playing asymmetric, it's even less important for asymmetric. But I wanted to highlight that. Otherwise, you've got Torpedo 2's modification 1. You've got engine room protection, main armaments. I don't think there's anything else you could do damage control mod, but that's coal. You got secret gears. This is tier 6, so whatever. And then let's take a look at your captain builds. Now I'm gonna say it like this: I don't play a ton of subs. It's my least well-known sub class in the game. So if I seem like I'm a little unsure of things, it's because I'm kind of a little unsure on things. But you've gotten with Helmsman, Last Stand, Impulse Generator for ping velocity, Torpedo reload time, that's good. Torpedo aiming master. When launching acoustic homing torpedoes at a ship with a sector that's highlighted twice, torpedo damage is increased. The sector was highlighted twice, needs to be made active until the torpedoes hit the ship. So this is good if you're good at hitting the same part of the ship twice. Ping velocity can help work those two together. Okay, I can see that. Let me pull up the build here for the U-69. And this is the recommended build. You'll note that neither of those two skills are included. So they start with Liquidator. Makes sense. Chance of causing flooding. From there, they go to improved battery capacity. Now, this comes in really handy for dive capacity, but you have to get in the habit of kind of staying on the surface a lot. And later in the game, if you're out of capacity, it's you can recharge quicker, which is kind of handy. Okay? And then the third is a skill you didn't take. This one is probably the most important, and I think a lot of people don't recognize this. This is the same thing. Once upon a time in the game, you had to take a skill to let you know if you were detected or not. Let that sink in for a sec, to let you know if you were detected or not. So watchful is nice because it tells you if you're about to become detected. So let's say you're about to get onto the surface and there's surveillance radar being used. You know that you shouldn't surface. Or if you're on the surface and there's or if you're like deep, all the way on the bottom and there's hydroacoustic going, you know you shouldn't go up to periscope depth, stuff like that. So watchful is a very handy skill to have for any submariner. Against bots, maybe it's less important, but it's still really good to have, especially in PvP games, okay? So that's the third one. Fourth is Superintendent. So you get extra consumables. You get extra, I think this is infinite. Yeah, this one's infinite. Hydrophone is infinite. So it's mainly for your reserve battery unit, and it's mainly for your DCP. Okay, makes sense. Like I said, y'all, it's been a while since I've done subs. Everybody loves having an enlarged shaft, especially on a ship that's long and full of seamen, as Cthulhu likes to point out. This one comes in very handy. It definitely helps you move faster after you've lost 50% of your maximum dive capacity. So that helps you run out of trouble earlier if needed. Adrenaline rush, of course, as you take damage, your torpedoes reload quicker. After that, we go to Consumables Specialist, which helps your consumables preparation and reload time. Again, this jives with the submarine surveillance and that module for submarine surveillance. Very important. And then finally, you've got Helmsman. So Cobra, I apologize, but as you can see, at least for recommended, you took something very different from what's recommended. Now, they recommend for slot 1 the DCP mod. If you aren't willing to shell out the coal, and come on, it's a tier 6, there's no point. Main armaments mod 1 is fine. In your second slot, another coal option. Again, this is tier 6. I wouldn't worry about it. But at tier 8 and 10, reserve battery unit modification 1 would be very handy. This allows your consumable to last longer. Now, here's your consumable here. What this does is it basically says, while this is active, you do not lose dive capacity. So it freezes your dive capacity and allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff. Okay? So having this up longer essentially gives you longer dive capacity. It takes a while to get in the habit of using it and stuff, but it's definitely worth picking up. And then you've got the steering gears here. So there you go. You always do things differently. Fair enough. You've got flood chances, fire flood chances, fire extinguishing. I can't remember if you can detonate or not in a sub, so you don't have the det flag, fine. And consumer reload. Speed is really handy, always very handy. I would consider taking speed. Sierra Bravo, again, in a PvP, you want that submarine surveillance preparation and cooldown time to be reduced as much as possible. So this, jiving with Consumable Specialist, jiving with Submarine Surveillance Modification 1 is fantastic on a German sub at tier 8 and 10. Less important at 6. But I still want to highlight that since you're obviously grinding up the line and considering heading that direction. Alright, let's get to your replay. I'm going to write this one down.
Action stations.
This is Asymmetric. And this is Strait. Yeah, I figured you were trying to grind up the line, Cobra. Makes sense. Now, why are you going this way? Swim with the dolphins, perhaps? I don't like you going this way. I'd rather see you defending your cap, especially with a whole bunch of bots. It's very important you get the cap saved. Okay, you're trying to go up to the rock here so that it limits who can hit you and stuff. Okay. So in other words, you're going to turn right in a little bit. Hey, there you go. All right. Okay. Okay. Good. If you went farther, I'd be like, yo, what are you doing? Ramat is AFK, so that feels bad. See, I thought you were going to go in the channel up here, but you're not. Oh, I see what you're doing. Because it's asymmetric and there's a lot of enemies, you're going to a position where you can shoot at them and back up behind the rock. Because you know they're going to come to you, and you're probably expecting at least one of your teammates to die down to the south. Okay, okay. I'll give you that. I haven't played subs in asymmetric, so this is a learning experience for me as well. So you found a Chongqing, for example, that you could start pinging and whatever. Now you're coming away from this rock, and I'm wondering why you're coming away from the rock. Like that was like your hiding spot, and now you're leaving it. You got a Mutsuki right in front of you. See what I mean about like leaving your hiding spot? If you had stayed at that rock, you'd have had a little bit more time to react accordingly. All right, now that Mutsuki DCP the sonar. He's gonna die to your torpedo anyway. You actually got 2 hits on him. So, I often tell people if they want to learn subs, this mode is great right now. Also, the other one that's really useful is going to be your operations. Now, you just used the, I can't remember what it's called, hydrophone, to try to keep an eye on what's in the smoke. And you got 2 hits on the Chongqing, so you can just back up and shoot him. Chongqing was turning. You missed him with your ping. It's okay. There's 1 hit. He's dead anyway. I'd focus on... Yeah. Look at someone else. Oh, profile. Is there no subs in? I thought there were. Oh, you're right. There's that one operation, but you have to have enough people in there to do it. So you surfaced in front of the mini Kaze. So you lost your 1 battleship down to the south. The Fiji's come back to help you. Ramat is still AFK. Feels bad. Now you're using your dive capacity module now. You can still take it, I believe, but you have to have a full division to be able to go into it. I think you can go into it as 1 player, but you really can't do much. Minikaze sitting still. Now you're just outside of 3, which is important. Because with the new mechanics, if you're within 3, then your torpedoes do nothing. You should really be reversing here. And there goes the Minikaze.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
This is pretty wild. I haven't seen like this before. This is crazy. You're making me want to play subs and asymmetric now, Cobra. It's fun. I bet. Okay, now you've got that boosted damage because you got that second hit. I will note, you haven't gotten any real benefit from it partly because most of the people you're hitting are almost dead anyways, and also because you're hitting them with multiple torpedoes at once anyway.
Good show.
So, I-56 is good in asymmetric, huh? Okay.
Low battery.
You might, yeah, now's a good time to surface. You can also block the enemy's cap gain. But, wouldn't hurt. Okay, so you just went ahead and used your hydrophone. You found nothing within your hydrophone range. Now, if I remember right, your hydrophone, you have to be underwater. So you might have been up on the surface. The flinger coming in, that's a bigger threat right now, I would think. Yeah, you're already looking at him. Back up. You're still... You're about to get detected. Dive and use your capacity. Okay, you didn't get detected. Wow. I love how you're just, like, pinging everything. I wouldn't worry about the Dunedin. The Fiji and London are going to take care of that. I'd definitely focus on the Der Flinger and the Peter Vlecki.
Good show.
That ping might not even get through because of the dead Hulk. Yeah. Alright, so what are you waiting on right now? Because I haven't seen your torpedoes fire for a while. That might hit the bow of the sinking ship. Nope, it actually hit him. You have 30 seconds of dive capacity left. You might want to consider using the final consumable just so you can get farther back. Actually, you're actually right about outside your concealment, so you should be okay. Two hits for more damage. Your AFK died, but whatever. I'd probably continue on the Der Flinger right now. You've got two cruisers with you. Killing the battleships will do much more, I think, for your team than killing the destroyer. Because the cruisers, you know, can deal with the destroyer. I wouldn't think they can deal with the battleship much. Yep, there goes the Fiji. So it's now just a London. And London's okay, but he won't be okay forever. What is it, John Way doing? Dying. Okay. Nope. You hit the Peter Vlecki.
Battleship.
Okay, well that's fine. Like I said, like get the cruisers, help the cruisers out.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Well, I can you blame the London? You just told him you're out of battery, so he's already thinking he's gonna die. So, I mean, that's why I think if you would have focused the Der Flinger instead of the destroyer earlier, like, get him out, I think you'd be better off.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
What's left? Still a good amount of enemies left. You got this. Yeah, he don't. He don't got this. His best play would have been to continue reversing, staying bow in, and trying to, you know, kind of wiggle a little bit as he reversed. But I think when you said, "Oh, I'm out of battery," and whatever, he probably just said, "Well, that's it for this game." Nice kill.
Foundered.
Now is when you might want to submerge and... Never mind. Why? Well, sub-surveillance won't do anything for you either way. Alright, there's the Guisano. You just turn, point, and reverse. You might want to start diving. Guisano's probably going to get within range to spot you. No worries. I mean, I'm new to subs too, as I've had several times now. 5.7? Wow. Okay, Janway. And then you just have 2 more cruisers to deal with. This is really interesting. I never thought of asymmetric like this. You just barely went dark. Or submerged in time. I would have probably pinged along a guess. I think your torpedoes are going to miss. Best Wows game ever? Nice. Whatever you want to do, profile. Oh god. This is bad. This is bad. You need to get outside of 3 kilometers away from him, and now you're about to be spotted.
Commander, we've been detected.
Yep. This is the part where you die. Or not. But you do reduce damage because he's within 3 kilometers. So you need to back off.
Commander, we've been detected.
And you gotta hope that this guy is gonna, like... You need to dive again, I'd say. Ah, good old bots.
Problem solved, sir.
Just guess, just guess. Ping away and guess. That's all you gotta do. So, you didn't get the kill on him, but you did reset his cap progress, which actually isn't too bad. That's probably behind him at this point. Okay, never mind, you hit him. Wow. This is interesting. Use the force. Oh! Kotovsky says he wants to die. Birds are looking like way the wrong way. That's fine. Two hits, but DCP'd. It seems the bots will DCP, but it doesn't matter because he just drove straight into all those torpedoes anyway. Wow.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Now you could surface and spot things again. You're at 40 seconds dive capacity. Okay. And there's one last cruiser left, Danae, after this dude dies. You got 4.5 minutes to go. Janway's outside of your spotting range. Interesting. Oh, you got 1 minute to hit him with a torpedo or something. So that's interesting. So hydrophone's been changed. You don't have to be underwater to use it anymore. That's good to know. Slow down. You're at 5.6, 5.7, I mean, is your consumption. About to be detected.
Detected.
Okay, you went ahead and did dive. What's up, Raining Recon? I got one more I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I got one more. Oh my god.
Enemy destroyer.
You're actually gonna win on points even if you don't kill this other cruiser. Which has never been spotted before. Look at all the dead ships. Look at all the dead ships in your cap. What the hell are we watching? Oh my god. This is crazy. I mean, what a graveyard. Actually, I think I'm gonna call that the name of this video, Graveyard. His milkshake brought all the boys to the yard. That's right. Damn right. Wow. I mean, players don't either, Thudswit. I wouldn't even be moving forward at this point. You've won on points. Like, just chill. Alright, well, stop and reverse. Kill zone. I feel like you didn't really make a kill zone, it's just they all just died. 4 hits. Didn't get the kill into Dene. Not like your bottom tier sub, like U-90 with tier 9 teammates. Face a ton of tier 7 bots. Bots graveyard, yes. Well, you got 1 minute to... I mean, you don't even have to surface. That's the thing, like, you can just chill. And you're fine, right? Like, you're gonna win on time. Even if he gets in the cap, you're probably still gonna win on points. You're gonna... Now you get cocky? Gee, I wonder why. I mean, he already DCP'd, so whatever. Skynet graveyard, wrecking yard.
Commander.
Oh my god. Okay, now you're getting way too cocky. What was that all about?
Commander, we've been detected.
Oh look, the Dene has Hydro. You forgot about that, didn't you?
Problem solved, sir.
Yup. Now don't keep chasing that white line. You gotta predict. That'll do it. Nope. And you won on time. Wow. And you won on time. Wild. Saved by the bell. He was probably going to get the kill anyway. But still, I mean, that was... So, everybody but the Ramad who was AFK is going to be like, how did we win that one? And we'll have no idea because you can't show them the replay and they already left. But, I mean, dead, 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 dead. You just killed everything. It's actually, look at that. Look at that XP gain. I mean, you had blue boosters. This is a great way to grind out subs. I never thought of this. Well, let's pop up the replay render. Just watch you wreck things. You never played a sub? Well, maybe now's your chance. Honestly, with asymmetric, the nice thing about playing a sub in asymmetric is you're not really letting anybody down because you're just doing whatever. Who cares, you know? It hangs on having your team suck, but not suck enough that they endanger the win. Cobra, you're welcome. I mean, like I said, I don't have a ton of experience, but at least, you know, we talked about, I think the big thing is, obviously asymmetric is very different from random battles and ranked and stuff. So hopefully I gave you some things to think about if you do end up in a ranked battle situation, right? Chat, we got time for one more replay. If anybody has a replay that they want prioritized, now's the time to do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to pick one. That's what you say about co-op. Yeah, people get mad about silly things. That is true. How do you do what, Jammer? Jump the line. So, if you see what Cthulhu just did? That's what you do. You click on the channel point replay tokens there, and then you choose cover my replay, and then you say what it is you'd like to have covered. Now, we only do a max of 5, so we'll have to hold your replay for the next replay analysis stream, which will be next Saturday after the Warship Masters tournament, if you'd like. Cthulhu, I need to know CV. What do you mean by CV? Oh, you're going to use your points for him. Okay. All right. Well, Cobra, thanks for sending. This was just wild. Absolutely wild. It was a fantastic game to look at. You only have 14,500. Well, Cthulhu is taking care of you, Jammer. Thank you, Cthulhu. We'll finish watching this up, and then we'll switch to our in-between and do an ad break, and then we'll do the last one. Yeah, I would be impressed by your luck too, Cobra. Now, tell me, is this a kind of like your typical situation? Like, do you have this happen a lot, or is it like, you know, is this kind of one of those like very rare games for you? And yes, I saw you sent in a kamikaze game, Jammer. No problem. Let me thumbs up it. It's nice when you do it on YouTube or on Discord because I can thumbs up stuff. So, kamikaze. It was a rare one. Okay, cool. All right. Well, look, either way, fantastic game. Thank you for sending it in. It gave me a new way of looking at subs, which I very much appreciate.